Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the July 17th meeting of the Stockbridge Board of Assessors. Michael?
Good morning. Okay. All right, it doesn't look that bad. Okay,
Just shows how important we are.
last week's or last meeting minutes, the only thing that wasn't carried over was the retention schedule. I'm still working on that, which we discussed at one of our last meetings for disposing of records. I have some issues on which ones we still can get rid of. I'll put that on the next agenda. Number 2, update on value changes, sales analysis for fiscal year 24. We talked about this at a previous couple meetings ago that I would be starting the sales analysis for the valuation changes for fiscal year 24. I couldn't do that until all the value changes for building permits and the under construction properties. I'm still working on those and kind of working on the sales analysis at the same time because they're two different systems. So that my goal for having the initial analysis finished is the first week in August. So we can talk about that at our next meeting or our first meeting in the month of August. I have heard from the DOR. Joe Barberi is probably going to be getting a hold of us just so I can give him an update on where we are. He checks in on all of his communities to see where we will be. It's not a reval, but again, he still wants to make sure that we're on track for getting the sales done and the new construction, new growth, and all the LA forms that we need to get in on time. It should be a lot earlier than it was last year because we're not in a reval. But I don't want to take away from the fact that the sales analysis is still going to be difficult this year from the preliminary stuff that I'm seeing about the value changes and where we're going to end up. Like I said, last year was difficult. This year is difficult. About the values and the number of values and what the effect will be on the assessments in town for residential. There really won't be much change to the commercial because there weren't that many sales, but there were a lot of sales on the residential side, of which I'm really studying and making sure, we probably won't have the number of changes on the land that we did, but we could. I mean, I don't know yet. I mean, we'll know. And by the end of this week, when I really am done with all the building permit changes and I'm really into the sales analysis, then that's going to be, it'll be a test of where we stand as far as how our values came in last year. I don't want to scare anybody and immediately and say that values are going to just skyrocket, but there are going to be some, probably some significant changes again.
But with that being said, if the valuations go up and the spending is level, then the tax rate will continue.
We'll see it go down again. Yeah, I mean, it could be likely that it'll go under, we're so close to it being under $8 right now. So it could be in the $7 range. And I'm really hoping that happens if we do see an increase in the valuation. So we could still be in that same situation that we were in last year in December when we had everything finalized and we were telling the public that don't get too upset until you see where the tax rate comes in. And for the most part, we had a lot of valuations that went up, but we also saw the average tax bill pretty much stay the same or go down. I'm thinking we're probably going to be more in that situation again this year, and that will be fine with me. I mean, if we end up, having to see that tax rate go down, I haven't studied the budget, because the closer we get to the tax rate setting process, which I believe this year is, I think it'd be good if we could shoot for, end of September, beginning of October, and still have our bills out before November 1st. That's the goal that we're gonna aim for. I don't see any problems with that not happening as long as the sales analysis goes smoothly. And again, if I have issues, even though we're not in a reval and Joe's not going to be overseeing all the details that he typically would on a reval, he can still step in and help me with this if I need help. So I will give another update the closer we get to the actual sales analysis being done.
Mike, I don't think our next meeting is August 1st. I think August 1st is a Tuesday.
Okay. So, yeah, because we won't be meeting again in July. So it'll be whatever the first
Yeah.
Monday is in August.
First Monday in August is the 7th.
Okay, is that gonna work?
As far as I know.
Okay.
Looks like
Randy will be back too. The, number 3, update on the new 504 utility valuations. So every year the town of Stockbridge pays to have, the company that we use for our personal property valuations do the 504 utility values, which are Berkshire Gas, National Grid, and, just small version of Western Mass Electric, which is under 2 different names. We pay $4,000 a year to have those done. I checked in with Brian, who runs RRC. We should have those values in 2 weeks, and then the bill will come through for that. The personal property wireless cell valuations, I put in I do the spreadsheet for those values each year, regardless of whether we're in a reval or not. But in order to do it, we actually need they call it the radio valuations. It's actually the telegraph and radio valuations from the DOR. For me to do it in-house, I need to get those from the DOR. Typically, we have to wait until the month of July, and we have to ask permission for our field advisor to actually get those values to us, because they don't automatically send them to the towns anymore. And I'm not sure what other communities do, but we value those in-house using our own methods that we've done for, over 10 years now. So I sent an email out to him last week. I should be hearing, his name's John Gillette. We should be hearing from him this week, and he usually sends it with no problems. If he doesn't send it, then I can't value those myself, and we'll have an issue, and we'll have to address that. Because what it means is taking the values that the cell value or company sends you, and we've never done that before, and I don't want to start doing that again. So it should be fine, but I haven't heard back from him yet. I will double check with him. Number 5, initially we had talked about Tammy and myself going to school in August. There's no way I'm going to be able to go. And they're really not offering anything that's a whole week of me not being here right around the time when I'm trying to get the sales analysis done. So Tammy, Tammy still wants to go. She's actually, 2 segments away from completing, 3 segments away from completing the course 1, which is the course that you need to take. Like you guys had to take it. We took it in school. You can now take it on the Gateway system. Brandy retook it because she's a new assessor. Tammy's taking it. And as soon as she's done with that one, I'm going to sign her up anyway for the next course, because that's what we agreed upon when they were doing the budgets.
Yeah.
And so she'll have no problem, because she's just flying through course 1. But course 2 is only at UMass. And I wanted to go with her and take something, but honest to God, there's really nothing there that I can see myself using a whole week of me not being here to attend. So as long as you're comfortable going, I have until the 25th to sign her up for that course. And I'll leave her with instructions. I mean, the first year is intimidating because you don't know where to park. And first year I went many moons ago. I literally parked in Hadley and walked over. I mean, it was ridiculous until I found out where you can actually park. And every year there's a construction project going on and they're rerouting things. So I'll look all that stuff up and try to make it as easy as it can so she can get in and out of that school, because she won't be staying there.
Yeah. Well, I think they have a parking garage though, don't they? That's, I think, where
they do. Yeah. And I mean, once you do it, it's just so automatic and it's just the easiest thing. But first timers going there, I don't know. I found it intimidating. That's a big campus, but everything is pretty much all in one area. You'll be in what we call the dungeon. It's bring a coat because it's always cold.
it was cold in there, you're right.
But I figure if we sign her up for that, because I thought we could maybe try for doing it on Zoom next year. But again, through the budgeting and the amount that she's getting in her pay, it was dependent on the courses. So if she can get those 2 courses in within a month's time, then you're golden.
Yeah,
That would be great.
it'll be fine.
And she
They're
can
pretty good at telling you how to
And
get
she can
there.
continue if she chooses to.
Before I go.
I'll go next year, or I'll take a course online to get my credits, but I just can't take an entire week off. And that also means that our office is closed every single day, Monday through Friday for an entire week. And no, for me, it's not going to work out, but I'm good. I got my certification last November, so I'm good for 2 years.
So the course one, how many hours is the course one approximately?
There were 10 modules
10 modules, some are an hour, some are half hour. So
with an exam.
it's like 10 hours or more.
Okay.
Yeah, they've really changed it. I mean, all of us can take it as a refresher at any time. There's no fee involved.
Well, that's what I was wondering too, because again, it's probably been 10, 12 years
Yeah.
since I did it.
Yeah.
So it'd be-
Absolutely. I mean, remember the book, that
Yeah.
book? I still use that. I still go through it, and Tammy printed out a new version. So a refresher is always good. Absolutely. And it's on your, if you need your login, it's on the DLS website. And I know you guys have permission to go in there. If not, we can double check it. And I'll send you the login, and you can go in at any time. It's really neat.
It might be a good project for February.
There you go.
Not for July, and August.
Right.
Exactly. Yep.
Very
And again, I think Brandy is probably done with it. And then they send a letter, congratulations, and we can put that letter in our file. So it's good for the MAAO, and it'll be good for our local board that we have that information. So that will be good. The last meeting, we talked about a letter to the Tavidian Foundation, and it was drafted by Donna Brewer. And I didn't have a contact information. I'm sending that out this week, but I know we said we'll just send it in case, whoever this may concern. But I still need a contact person, because we're going to be discussing, if we go into further negotiations and a revision to their pilot, I need to know who we're talking to. So there's another Donna that works for the Tavidian Foundation, who I deal with for the 3ABC forms every year. So I sent her an email on Friday asking if she could get me someone that I can address this letter to, and a number that I can call that directly deals with there's got to be someone that deals with Tavidian Foundation and who signed off on the pilot. So I have that contact information in place, and I'm not just going back and forth. She wants to help, but there's only so much that she can do. So she'll be back in the office. It was one of those automatic emails that came back. She's going to be back in the office on Wednesday, and I will talk to her then and try to get the letter out by certified mail on Friday. And then we should be good with that. And that's all I have for now. Is there anybody in?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
We have nothing to sign this week.
Nope, usually have motor vehicle excise at the beginning of the month. So that's all taken care of, right, Tam? There's no motor vehicle?
No.
Okay.
Well, if there's nothing else, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.